Hello, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to MGT162 Fundamentals of Management. So this is chapter 8, and for chapter 8 we have two videos. Okay, chapter 8 is about communication. So let's get started. Okay, so for this chapter we have a few learning objectives. Okay, communication process, the formal and informal communication. We also want to see the types of communication and also the barriers and how to overcome the barriers. Okay. I already prepared the diagram for the chapter. So basically the definitions, okay, and then we're going to see the communication process. The types of communication, there are two types, the formal and also informal communication, the barriers and how to overcome the barriers. Okay, so first we want to see the definitions for communication. Okay, so we can say that communication is the process of transmitting a message to the receiver in order to obtain a response. So it is a process, okay, because we have the step by step the components of this process where it need to be passed, okay, from one component, okay, to the others. Okay, so we want to transmit, okay, a message to the receiver. The sender, okay, want to send the message to the receiver because we want to get the response or the feedback. Okay, so the process, or we can say it's more detailed definition. Okay, so it is the process, okay, by which a person, a group, or in an organization, okay, the sender transmits some type of information, okay, the message, okay, to another group, or to another person, or to the organization. Okay, meaning that the communication process, okay, whether it can be from one person to the other person, or from one group to the other group, or from one organization to the other organization. The same thing, we want to send a message to get the feedback. So let's see the communication process. So here is the diagram for the communication process. So we have here all this communication happen in the social context, okay, and the environment here. So we have the sender, the component in the process. First one, we have the sender. We also have encoding. We have message. We have channel, decoding, receiver, and everywhere throughout the process you see the noise. Okay, so noise can happen everywhere. One more thing is the communication feedback, okay, from the sender to the from the receiver to the sender, we call as the communication feedback. Okay, so let's see the first component in the communication process. We have the sender. Okay, sender initiates the communication process by encoding his or her meaning and sending the message through a channel. So we can say that sender is the person, okay, who send the message, okay, who initiates the communication process, who start the communication process by encoding his or her meaning, okay, by translate it whatever that he have in his mind, okay, and send it through a channel. So basically sender is the one who send or who start the process, okay, who send the message. The sender, and then the second component is encoding. Okay, encoding meaning that translates the sender's ideas, okay, into a systematic set of symbols or a language expressing the communicator's purpose. Okay, so we know that the sender start the message, start the process. Okay, so this sender have whatever that he think in his mind. Okay, so that of course, whatever that we have in our mind, nobody will know, okay, until we encode the message. Okay, so we encode our ideas into a systematic set of symbols, into language, okay, something that people will understand. Okay, so that we can whatever that we have in our mind, other people will get it. Okay, as long as it will stay in our mind, we didn't encode it, so it will stay in our mind. But if you want other people to get it, okay, to get the message, to get our idea, so we have to encode it. Okay, encode it meaning that encode the whatever that we have. Okay, encoding is that we translate our ideas into symbols, into language, into yeah, symbols, so that everyone we can understand. Okay, so how are we going to encode? Okay, everything. Okay, and then we use channel. Channel is the medium by which a message travels. Okay, so this message that we have, okay, that the sender have, okay, will pass through a channel, okay, or the medium. Okay, for example, like letters. Okay. Decoding is a receiver's translation of a sender's message. So when the receiver he get the message, okay, he have to think, okay, because he has to translate. Okay, when he translate, try to understand it, we call it as decoding. Okay, so the receiver will do the decoding, the sender will do the encoding. So who is the receiver? Okay, receiver is the person, okay, or group who makes sense of the information received. Or we can say that the receiver is the person or group who received the message. So that is the receiver. Okay. Like now, I'm the sender because I give you this information, this message. You are the receiver because you received the message. Okay. And then we have feedback. Okay, feedback is the process of verifying messages. Okay, and the receiver's attempts to ensure, okay, that the message he or she decoded is what the sender really meant to convey. Okay, so feedback is the process of verifying messages. We want to make sure that, okay, I get this message. Okay, the receiver. Okay, let's say the receiver. Okay, he get the message and then he want to make sure. Okay, is this what the sender intend to say, okay, or is this the correct information that I received? So he give feedback, okay, he asks back, okay, the sender, okay, or he gives signals to the sender, okay, to show that he understand, or he, yes, to confirm back the information. If he didn't understand the message, he still have to tell the sender, I didn't get your message, I don't understand what you intend to say. That's why. So this we confirm back with the sender that, oh, the receiver get the message, however he didn't understand, or oh, the receiver, yes, get the message, read the message because it's already blue tick. Okay, so that means that the receiver get the message. Okay? We also have noise, okay, and the component of the communication one is the noise, okay. Any internal or external interference or distraction, okay, with the intended message that can cause distortion in the sending and receiving of messages. So noise can happen at any stage of the communication process. It can happen from the sender, it can happen during the channel, it can happen by the receiver and all that. So basically, noise is the interference or distraction. This distraction, it can happen whether internal or external. But it means by internal and external. Okay, internal means that it comes from your own. Okay, means that while listening to this video, you are actually not really listen. Okay, but you're thinking about other things. Okay, so that is the internal distraction, okay, or you feeling hungry, you're not really comfortable, so these are all the distraction which will cause you didn't get the message by the sender. Okay, what is the external? Okay, external interference. External means that the surrounding you. Okay, maybe the place where you sit is not very comfortable, or they are too loud everywhere, and so on. Okay, so this thing, okay, this distraction we call as noise. Okay. So we already covered the definition and also the communication process. Now we want to see the types of communication. So we have the formal and also informal. Okay, so let's see the formal first. Okay, so for formal communication, we have two types. Okay, vertical and also horizontal. Okay, vertical divided by two. We have downward and also upward. Let's see. formal communication. Okay, formal communication channels. Okay, formal communication follows the chain of command and is recognized as official. Okay, because it's formal, meaning that whatever that we have, okay, when the communication we consider as formal because the topic of the discussion is about it's about work. Okay, so whatever the work related, okay, the discussion is about work related, the topic is about working, our work. Okay, so we consider it as the formal communication. So this formal communication, it must follow the chain of command. We already learned about the chain of command. So what is the chain of command? Okay, so let's see. Here is the organizational chart. Okay, without the name and also the position. Okay, but you know. Okay, so here I want to show you the formal communication. Okay, so you can see the line here. This is the vertical communication. As I said before this, for the formal communication, there are two, vertical and also horizontal. Okay, vertical, the line, red line here is the vertical. Okay, from upper level to the lower level. Okay, from upper to the lower, from the top manager to the middle manager, from the middle manager to the lower level manager, meaning that when the upper level pass the information, okay, communicate the information to the people under him, okay, so this is the vertical communication. Okay, from the top manager to the middle manager, from the middle manager to the lower level manager, from the lower level manager to the employees. Okay, so this is the vertical communication. Okay, the horizontal communication, you will see the dot line here. Okay, this is the dot line here. Okay, so meaning that the horizontal communication is when the communication happen with the same level. Okay, within the same level. It can be interdepartment, however, still the same level. Okay, let's say that this is the executive. Okay, so this executive from the marketing executive. Okay, so he exchanged the information with executive also within the same department. Okay, or he changed the information with the other executive in other department. Okay, so as long as this executive exchange the information within the same level with other executive, so we consider it as the horizontal communication. Okay, what if this manager, okay, so if this manager, okay, let's say here manager, marketing manager, so the marketing manager exchange information or give information to this finance manager, so they are in the same level, so it will be the horizontal communication. Okay, so horizontal communication happen between the same level or the same position. What is if the CEO? Can CEO have the horizontal communication? Because of course within the organization there's only one CEO. Yes, the CEO still can have the horizontal communication, but he have to communicate with the other CEO of the other organization. Okay, so as long as the discussion, the topic of the communication is work related, okay, about the organization on behalf of the organization, so all of it is considered as formal communication. Okay. So this is the vertical communication, as I mentioned before. Okay, downward communication, because you see already that it is from the upper level, higher level to the lower level. Messages sent from individuals at higher levels of the organization to those at lower levels. Okay, so this is the vertical communication. Next we have the tadi yang adalah vertical, yes, vertical tapi downward. Okay, downward meaning that from the upper to the lower. This is also vertical, but it is upward. Okay, messages sent up the line from the subordinates to managers, meaning that if the vertical downward is from the upper to the lower, but if it is upward, meaning that from the lower level to the upper level, from the lower level manager to the middle manager and to the top manager. Okay, so if the message sent to the upper people, okay, from the lower to the upper people, so it is upward. Okay, messages sent up the line, okay, from the subordinate to the managers. Okay, for the horizontal communication, okay, so it different from the vertical. Okay, the horizontal, the flow of information that occurs both within and between department. As I said before, it can be between department. Okay, so effective organization encourage horizontal communication because it increases coordination, collaboration, and cooperation between department, meaning that instead of only have this communication with your colleague from the same department, you are encouraged, okay, to have the horizontal communication across department with the other people outside your department, outside your organization, for coordination, so you can work more effectively with the other organization, okay, for collaboration and also for cooperation. Okay, it will be easier and better for the organization. Okay, so that's it. We're going to continue in the second video. Thank you very much.